It's 11:30 Eastern, and my name is Olesia Smatrova, and I am going to share with you the information about this exciting new program that we have, compliments of our federal government and Maryland state government, so that you are able to benefit from this unprecedented new program that there is no equivalent. Nothing like this has been done before. And I want to preface that this is an absolutely free of charge program that is probably worth close to, by our estimate, $60,000 for each company participating. Invaluable knowledge and information and lifelong connections and opportunity to grow your company, win funding for your company, and be able to network, compete, apply for the federal funding, and grow your company. Let me tell you more about the program, and let me just make sure that this is being recorded. Let's see here. Yes, we are recording this program, so we'll be able to post this. If you need to share with anybody in your company about this, or any of your colleagues to tell them about this program, do. So we'll post this recording, we'll post the slides, and we'll reach out and follow up with you to make sure you got it. What is the program? This program is offered through Maryland TEDCO. And OST Global Solutions, my company, is a subcontractor to Maryland TEDCO. Now, who is Maryland TEDCO? Maryland TEDCO is a quasi-government organization. So I'm just going to drag this on the screen real quick. So in case you don't know who TEDCO is, it's a source for startup success in Maryland. It's usually a tech startup, but TEDCO also won this large program from the U.S. Treasury that now has incorporated government contractors. So this is an economic development authority, technical economic technology economic development corporation. It's a quasi-government organization in the state of Maryland. Then this program is something that was awarded to TEDCO under the U.S. Department of Treasury, SSBCI. And what this program is meant for is what's called SEDI and VSBs. What are SEDI and VSBs? SEDI is a socioeconomically disadvantaged business. What makes you a socioeconomically disadvantaged business? Well, it's complicated, right? So you don't have to necessarily be an 8A or a veteran-owned small business, services disabled veteran-owned small business, or a hub zone, or a woman-owned or ED woman WOSB, right? So you don't need to have any of these designations to be part of the program. It's actually meant that you somehow have some sort of a socioeconomic disadvantage where you may be in a situation where when you apply for credit, that you, with the Treasury, that you somehow have some sort of a disadvantage, that the creditors actually regard you with, it's basically, hey, we're going to somehow not treat you as well as we would a business that looks, quote unquote, proverbially well for us on paper to, land to or invest into it, everything else, right? So it's kind of a very broad definition, although if you are an 8A or hub zone, I mean, it's a shoe-in, or SDVOSB or EDWSB or WOSB, it's fairly straightforward because federal government has defined these kinds of categories for government contracting very clearly. Now, what is the size limitation? The size limitation for SEDI is actually under 250 people. Now, who are people? They're your W-2 employees plus your 1099 employees, right? So it means that, you know, if you are a fairly large small business for government contracts, you probably very eligible to apply for this. And we actually will have some of those larger small businesses in the cohort, because we want to make sure that we have cohorts that we build for this program that have good past performance, good credentials, and we can build teams with very good small businesses. So we encourage larger small businesses to apply for something like that. Now, VSBs are very small businesses, and that means that you can be any kind of business. You not necessarily kind of traditionally socioeconomically disadvantaged due to some social classes, for example, that you're in, socioeconomic classes that you're in, like, for example, service disabled veterans, all right? So you're not necessarily in that class, but you're a very small business. You're under 10 people, and that means, again, your W-2 employees and your 1099 contractors that are doing work for you under contract, and you essentially are qualified as well, right? So we're going to have some number of these businesses in a cohort. So if you are actually in this category, right? So if you actually fit within those categories, can argue that you fit within those categories, you can actually look up at the definitions of SEDI from the SSBCI program, right? So because you actually have, you know, for example, if you live in a CDFI area, you also have a qualification for that. So there's more to it, right? So it's not as easy and straightforward. There's actually a broader definition. So chances are you probably are eligible for this one way or another. All right, so verticals. Verticals for the businesses that are applying, we're not able to create pipelines for every kind of business there is, right? And form a cohort. A cohort is about 20 companies, you know, plus or minus. I mean, I'm probably not going to have minus, but probably may have one or two extra, depending on how it all plays out and who are the applicants. And we're trying to form those cohorts so that the companies are complementary with their abilities to help each other pursue business together. And so your vertical has to be information technology services, professional services, management, financial, business services, health services and health IT, and logistics and facilities support services. So we are looking to see if we can have 3 to 4 verticals in each cohort where we can have businesses be complementary in your past performance to win opportunities that are right now out on the market. And we know that it is tough to be a government contractor right now. Unless you're in DoD and your programs didn't get touched, everybody, especially if you're small, is experiencing some sort of hardship. So this program is meant to help the small businesses. We're doing it because there's such a need in this area that was hit by different disasters, different kinds of, events that, including this, the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse and economic impacts that are stemming from that at a far wide reaching. So this area is actually looking to get assistance, and we're assisting small businesses to make sure that the businesses thrive. So which states are eligible? We're looking at Maryland, Virginia, DC, and Delaware. So only, right? So if you're outside of these areas, unfortunately, you're not eligible. What does it mean outside of this area? You don't have an office in this area. So if you have an office here in this area, you're eligible for the program. Again, verticals, information technology, professional services, health services and health IT, and logistics and facilities support services. And let me know if you have any questions, put them in the chat and I can clarify things. So now, who is OST Global Solutions, who is delivering this program for Maryland TEDCO? And Maryland TEDCO is the contractor to U.S. Treasury. Well, we are a Metro Washington, D.C. consulting and training company. helping businesses grow organically through end-to-end business development support and training. We've been around for 20 years. If you haven't heard of us, you probably have been on our mailing list if you have received this information about this webinar, but we've been doing it very successfully in the last 20 years. We're home of the Bid and Proposal Academy, with the only registered apprenticeship program in government business development, registered with the U.S. Department of Labor, and also with the states of Maryland, DC, and Virginia. So it's a big deal to have that apprenticeship program. It's a very rigorous process to qualify for that. When people go through our training, they don't just get a certificate printed by our company. They get a U.S. Department of Labor certificate showing that they have earned this nationally recognized credential by learning government business development. And we also have a proven track record of supporting 18 out of the top 20 federal contractors. So we don't just help small businesses win, we are actually training training really large businesses, like the likes of General Dynamics, Noblest, Leidos. So we have the who is who of the whole list of government contractors, Intel. So basically, the who is who of government contractors actually comes to us to get the training and to get help with winning their strategic bids. So we are not like a typical sort of small business consultant helping small businesses. We are actually like a full-blown, full-out consulting firm helping win strategic bids, and we've won over $28 billion of funded contracts since 2005. And this is the reason why TITCO selected us to run this cohort for them. We were selected competitively to do this. We have proprietary processes that are detailed down to the checklist level. So we're going to teach you these processes as part of the program. We're going to apply these processes for the cohort at the cohort level to help you win as the team. And we also have a proposal center at the Innovation Center in Rockville, Maryland. So we are part of the Maryland's innovation framework, and we really have been plugged into this for a very long time. For example, we run the SBIR, STTR proposal labs for TEDCO, and these programs have been award-winning, and they're highly successful, and a lot of amazing businesses came out of that and graduated out of those programs and went on to grow and deliver amazing things. So I have a question here. Can you provide company types for logistic and facility services vehicle? So I would say, you said company types. I mean, I think that the company types apply across the board. So I would say 8A, Hub Zone, small businesses that have been having trouble somehow applying for any kind of funding, where you may have had a disadvantage from a creditor or lender or investor perspective, that kind of thing, right? So that's what the definition. But I think that you're asking more about what is an example of logistic and facility services vertical. I would say logistics would be moving supplies, moving, for example, delivering like equipment, delivering parts across the world, asset management, any kind of base services, facility services where you're supporting some sort of a government base, you're supporting some sort of a government facility, you're providing all kinds of services at that facility, including maintenance, including serving that facility in general, right? So now the question is, will this replace future SBIR Sitter training programs? Absolutely not. This is a very different story. So SBIR Sitter is SBIR STTR is for the companies that are looking to do research and development kind of work. This is a lot of the startups that are highly technical, and it's a different kind of vertical. It's grants and contracts from the government along the specific lines of research and development. This is for government contractors in services, right? So this is for the companies that are looking to win government contracts and grants in those arenas. Now, there's a question here. Can you please share timeline on when decisions will be made? I already applied, so you will hear by September 25th at the latest, because our deadline for application is the 19th. And so you will be able to basically get the information on that. Now, we have had some issues since this is a brand new program. We've had some issues with how the links were in the applications and everything else. I want to make sure that if you have applied, you send us an email to make sure we received your application. So because it's a two-step process, so you have to first apply with TEDCO, then you have to apply with OST, but we actually want to expedite this process because we had a little bit of a technical issue there with connecting the two sites. So we would like to make sure that we've received everything. I will give you links at the end of this webinar to it, and please make sure that you send us an email if you already applied on the second link. If you have not done the second link, please do the second link. If you just applied with TEDCO, that's not enough. So you need to have applied with OST. All right, so let's talk about the 4 key elements of the program. So what is the program? Again, it is a tremendous value. I'm going to talk about the value you're getting. This is all kind of part of this program that's unprecedented, and it's very new, and it's completely free for you because it's funded by the government and TEDCO. The training is the first element. It's self-paced, registered apprenticeship. That apprenticeship that I talked about through the U.S. Department of Labor. Now, you don't have to get this certificate from the U.S. Department of Labor if you don't want to, but you have to complete the training. And that is for a well-rounded understanding of government contracts and grants. A lot of companies, they know a little bit about a lot, right? Where it comes to winning contracts. We want to come out of this program and be on par with Raytheon, with Lockheed Martin. We want you to be strong, knowledgeable. We want you to own every room you walk into, on any capture pursuit, on any team that you join. We want you to be amazing at all of the aspects of BD, capture, and proposals. In order for you to do that, you need to take our entire course. It's rigorous. I'm going to show you exactly what's in it, so you understand just how much learning you're going to do. So for second part is proposal support. In your cohort, you're going to get hands-on, on-the-job training for anchoring training results and obtaining capital. So you're going to be bidding on things together with your team, with the people in your vertical, and then other people who are going to join future cohorts. So we're going to have an alumni network, which is number 4 here. You're going to be networking for stronger teams and support. We're going to build a strong network of companies to help each other and to basically support each other through this process. Now we have 2 cohorts per year, and we're going to have this program for 3 years, right? Hopefully we're going to have the funding, right? Funding has been a little iffy, but I don't want to jinx it, right? So we still have this program, which is amazing. So this is a 3-year program. There's going to be a total of 6 cohorts planned. And so this is cohort number 1, inaugural cohort. And the proposal support is going to be actively for 6 months. So we're going to have a pipeline for you and for the vertical, and we're going to go ahead and help you capture and win bids. And the third part is you're going to get a business development AI license to aid in capture and proposal development. Now, this apprenticeship, you get a $12,000 apprenticeship seat for free. You get an AI license that costs $15,000 for free. And you get proposal support, which is basically consulting support across the cohort that's worth at least $30,000 for free. And then you get support throughout your networking for stronger teams. Now, what it's worth out for you in wins, who knows, right? So we are on this adventure together. Hopefully get multi-million-dollar bids submitted. There's Oasis, there's all kinds of other things that are coming out that may give you results for years to come that come out of this program. So we're going to be going after this together and having a lot of fun and learning and supporting each other through this process. So I'm going to go through each of the elements of the program in detail. The first element is training. This is all the courses that are there. We're going to start with Foundations of Federal Business Development. Now, you think you know, but I will tell you something that when you put what you know in a system, it makes you a lot more powerful. And there's so many more details that actually come with that. How do you use AI? How do you actually apply this to your work? Foundations of capture management, advanced capture management. We're talking about people who work in large government contracting firms who've been doing it for a living their entire lives. They take those courses and they get a lot out of them. So this is top-notch education in our learning management system. What's the catch for you? The catch for you is you have to do it. I know you're busy. I know you have a lot of work. If you don't do it, we're going to free up the seat for somebody else who will do it. So that is the catch. So, and we have that, we're gonna have a waiting list for this program, so you have to do it. So, and I will tell you something, you're gonna get a ton out of it. You're gonna transform as a professional and get transformed as a business owner. You're gonna transform as a company as a result. It's gonna be hard, but it's a big commitment from time perspective. As you can see, the whole program is 310 hours. And there's exams, so it's no joke. But you're going to learn everything from BD to capture to proposal writing to how to win cost proposals to proposal graphics to editing to desktop publishing. You literally are going to know soup to nuts how to win a proposal like a pro, like the best of them do it. You're going to learn from, I'm one of the instructors. I've been doing it. I'll tell you something. I've been doing it for 27 years. I've done it for #1 government contractor, Lockheed Martin. Then I did it for one of the top 5 government contractors, Raytheon. I also have helped Northrop Grumman win, General Dynamics. I've taught Boeing, so all the top 5, and a lot of other companies that are on that list. Like last year, for example, I did training sessions and a whole process with Leidos, and Leidos is #1 in winning bids for government contracting. So that is the level of knowledge you're going to get out of this training. So if you think you know, you still need to take it. So now I'm going to talk about also #2 element of this program of the cohorts is the proposal support. And so we are in the process of cohort development and onboarding. Again, part of the application is really, are you a good fit for the cohort? And are you going to be able to participate, take the courses, and stick with it? Right? It's going to be a lot of rigor. You're going to transform your company. You're going to grow your company. You're going to weather the storm of what's going on right now with the changes in the federal government. So I have a question of how many people per cohort. We're looking for 20 companies per cohort. Depending on the applicants, depending on the composition, we may add 1 or 2, but again, it's up to us. Our goal is to have 20. So there are 2 cohorts per year. Again, it's 40. I would encourage you to apply. whoever doesn't make it in the first cohort but is a good fit, then soon after, in a couple of months, there's going to be the next cohort starting. So apply now, and we're going to treat all of the applications together, including for the next cohort. And so grant and contract pipeline development is going to take place for each vertical. We're going to have our researchers who offer these services to companies for a lot of money. And they're going to do that per cohort and do this. I'm going to show you where you apply at the end of this webinar. Just stick with us. And I'm going to give you links. And we're also going to send you this presentation as well where you can apply. Training workshops, right? I talked about the training workshops. You have to do that online, but we're also going to have workshops with you going through each proposal. We're going to go through that. We're going to distribute the work share together. We're going to talk about who is going to contribute what, because you're going to have to go after those proposals together under the professional direction, guidance of our professional capture proposal managers. So you're going to be obtaining capital, right? So we're going to be engineering wins together with AI, applying the knowledge from your training. This is why we want you to take the training. We want you to be a good cohort member to your team. Do you guys want to be in a cohort with somebody who doesn't know what they're doing and doesn't show up? Have you ever been on teams with people who like tell you, well, I was too busy to send you past performance. I was too busy to write my section for the proposal. I was too busy to contribute subject matter expertise to a technical proposal section. I didn't have any good examples for you for the management techniques we use. I mean, you probably have been in those situations. We don't want these kinds of players in our cohort. We want to pick people who will show up with bells on, and they want to win, and they want to help their team, and they want to learn together, and they want to grow their company. So we want to make sure that we weed out the lifestyle businesses, right? We want to have growth-oriented folks in this cohort. So if you're a lifestyle business, that's not the place for you. You're going to have to work really hard. So we're going to be engineering wins together. We're going to develop win strategies. We're going to develop teaming strategies and cost, budget, and volume guidance, proposal strategy development, outline development, proposal reviews and feedback. You're going to have it all to make sure that you engineer a win together with your team. Now, you're going to have to do a lot of it, right? It's not done for you. Piece. We're going to give you the guidance. We're going to give you those reviews. We're going to give you that set of eyes to make sure that the team is successful and whatever gets submitted is a great bid. And so we can also do pipeline review meetings with you as a vertical. We're going to do proposal submission assistance to make sure everything made it in. And we're going to talk about the roadmaps for sustainability. As you're graduating out of this cohort, you're going to become an alumni and current participant, and you're going to be networking. We're going to kind of give you the access to the SharePoint portal where we can do this, but more about that later. Now, number 3 element of this is AI license. We are building a brand new platform called Winmore BD AI. It's designed by business developers for business developers. It is not a tool designed by IT companies for business developers who research how business developers do their work. It is designed by people who really know how it works. And you're going to get a 6-month license for this tool. This first cohort is going to have a really awesome chat-based feature and other features added. You're going to be part of this process. It's going to be all purpose built for government contracts and grants. And this AI is trained to think like top business developers. Again, it's a $15,000 value for a small business, and you're going to get it for free for 6 months. And we're going to teach you how to use it really well so that you're able to do more and better quality proposal products capture, so that essentially you are using the tools and you're with the times, right? Because now is the time when the AI is pretty much is the name of the game, and you're going up against people who are armed with AI platforms. So you're going to have access to an awesome AI platform so that you are armed and dangerous, right? So you're a small business who now has teeth, right, to compete. So there you go. So let's talk about networking. Networking is alumni get to participate in teams for follow-on cohorts. So you actually, once you're in network for the Bridge Proposal Lab, now you are part of that sort of teaming network. We're going to be building this network. So you're going to be in the first cohort. So you get to benefit the longest probably from the program, from all the cohorts. If we ever win the follow-on for this program from U.S. Treasury, well, you get to be in this program for a while. And you have the ability to network with your fellow business owners, to have shared expenses of pursuing federal funding, access to other TEDCO Bridge technical assistance programs and beyond. Yes, TEDCO does amazing things for businesses. In case you haven't known about this cool agency that Maryland has, that now is helping the businesses now in Virginia, DC, and Delaware. In addition to that, they're working with other teaming partners like SBDC, for example, for this program, like the Cary Law Center. So there's all kinds of other assistance. There's funding assistance that is basically coming through this program. This program is bigger than just this Bridge Proposal Lab. And so that's why you register with TEDCO as well, to actually get the help of the advisors and get into that network. So you get access to those companies. Again, the threshold for TEDCO is under 250 people. And so that's quite a bit. So you can be quite sizable for you to qualify for this program. And we're going to have a cohort portal for your networking, for opportunity posting, team formation. So it's a great resource for you. Again, absolutely at no cost to you. So what is the flow of the program? And so here is the journey. We have been working on this for a couple of months now, to develop the pipeline for the cohorts, for capabilities matching, interviewing, selecting companies. And September 19th is the deadline for you to apply for this cohort. There's going to be the next deadline for the next cohort. But again, you know, it's you're applying for this cohort, you're getting in our pipeline, and hopefully you get to be considered for the next cohorts. So training and pipeline is the next step. You're going to get roughly a month and a half to do a lot of training, self-paced. We're going to be working on your pipeline. We're going to do a kickoff and get your capability statement. We're going to get your past performance examples. We're going to get your other documentation to understand what you do well, what your core capabilities are. You're going to fill out the questionnaire that actually talk us through your capabilities, get your exact information, your NAICS, PSC codes, your revenue size, your past performance, agencies of focus, and everything else. And we're going to basically perform a pipeline search for the vertical for you and a few other companies that are in the same vertical, that are complementary, that are going to be working together. And we're going to do that research. And you're going to have to, in the meantime, while we're doing all this research, you're going to do your training. We're going to watch your progress in the training program. And if you're not going to be making enough progress, we're going to replace you with somebody who is on the waiting list. The question here is, could companies end up winning bids while in the cohort? I sure hope so. You absolutely will be winning bids when you're in a cohort. Hopefully everything goes right? A lot goes into winning a bid. We know that, there's many factors that contribute to the win rate, but our job and entire purpose is to get you to win bids while you're in a cohort. This is a business development program. This is meant to get you funding, meant to get your money into the company. So now The question is, can companies apply if they are pre-revenue? I would say probably not. This is a program for companies that essentially are they have past performance, right? So you want to be now you're very small business under 10 people, you still need to be at 10 people or under, you need to be a business, right? You need to be operating, you need to be actually running a business. Otherwise, you really don't have much to offer to the cohort. So you need to be a full-blown contributor to this program. Now this program is going to be running for the next 3 years. So hopefully, fingers crossed, right? So that's time for you to prepare, to position, to apply, and hopefully you can get in under the very small business kind of situation. So I wish we could help everyone, but we want to make sure that for the companies who are in a cohort, they have something to build on so that they can generate results. Professional experience used as a past performance, that's one of the challenges in emerging small business. Again, you need to have some past performance, not just a resume, because otherwise you have nothing to offer to your teaming partners. So that's just one of those things. We need to look at it as a cohort business, cohort kind of situation. So that's when you're just breaking into government contracting, this is not the program for that. Right, so you need to be operating as a business and have revenue for that, not a startup, unfortunately. Now self-paced training starts to prepare participants for the bids, and biweekly cohort office hours and progress checks are going to take place at that time. Now, the next part, November 3rd through May 5th, you're going to have on-the-job training and engineering wins. You're going to have hands-on workshops on pipeline reviews and workshops on specific opportunities on win strategy development, teaming, proposal strategy development, cost and budget volume guidance, outline development, proposal reviews and feedback, and proposal submissions. All right, then we're going to have the pipeline research continued per vertical, training continued, and participants in the cohort team with each other and outside companies if needed, right? So we may actually bring outside businesses to strengthen the team. We're going to do that analysis. In addition to people in a cohort, we may have to rely on a large, for example, to go and pursue something. So we may bring in a large business. We have a large network of companies that we've supported over the years. Currently, OST has about 1,100 clients. Over the 3 years, so we have a large network of businesses. So if needed, we can bring in a large business to enhance the teams in case you need to win with that. So training and alumni, then May 5th through September 19th, you're going to have self-paced training, and alumni are available as an active teaming resource for the overlapping cohort. And then you're going to have graduation. You're going to graduate, but you can still stay to be an alumni, right? So you're going to be still networking, webinar events, participation, and whatever else activities that we have for that. And so that's essentially a 12 months program and journey that you're going to be setting onto. That is going to be an entire transformation for your business. Here's our management team, so you know who we are. This is not our whole management team. We have Sofia Velasquez, for example, who is not on here, who's going to be playing a key role. Andy, as well, Altamirano, who is going to be our capture proposal manager. This is just the part of our team. I ran out of a slide for the rest of the team, so my apologies to the team and to you guys, but we have our leadership. Our CEO is David Hopp. He's got 20 years of professional experience. He's managed and won over 350 pursuits from $3 million to $3 billion in value. I mentioned my experience. I've won over 22 billion in new business, 27 years of BD capture and proposal experience for some of the largest contractors, and wrote a book on how to get government contracts. And I'm a former president of the Association of Proposal Management Professionals National Capital Area Chapter for 2 years, and also National Contracts Management Association Bethesda Medical Chapter for 2 years. Published author, speaker, founder of Bitten Proposal Academy. Bill Shalik, our Chief Operating Officer, he's got over 37 years of professional experience managing proposal operations, program management offices in large accounts, projects, and teams. He runs our proposal operations, and he ran programs for such companies as Lockheed Martin. Val Bryan is a BD manager who manages multiple pipelines worth over $20 billion. Leads market analysis, account planning, black hat competitive analysis. We also have Sofia Velasquez. She is a brilliant chief of staff at OST, and she runs some of our largest training programs. She actually is a Harvard professor, and she is tremendous to work with. And Andy Altamirano, he's an incredibly talented proposal manager, proposal writer, capture manager, business developer, and trainer as well, who is training our SIBR proposal labs. So you have a superstar team. David Slovin has been with OST probably almost since our inception, for over 15 years. We've been around for 20. He's been with us for a good portion of that. And he's been doing our research, pipeline development, technical support for the programs, training, reviews, what have you. So you have an excellent team that's going to be supporting you through the journey. So, okay, now to where to apply and how to apply. And this is a little tricky. And so because there's a two-step process. Step one is apply with TEDCO. So you have to self-register. Simultaneously with that, don't wait for that process to go through. Just self-register. You have to, like, in order to qualify, you have to be registered there. But also step two is you apply with OST application, right? So it's a competitive application, so do a good job. More about the program, you can learn at the bridge dash proposal dash lab. So you can learn more about that, and you can find out how the applicants are selected. And our biggest ask for you, right? It's a free program, but what's the catch? And the catch is basically you have to do it. So you have to actually treat this opportunity with the seriousness of a business investment in your future success. So it is really your sustained commitment to raising capital for your company by winning grants and contracts through training, collaboration, measurable deliverables. When you say you're going to do something, you show up and do it. And the program includes structured learning benchmarks. So you have to learn, you have to do it. If you're a big procrastinator, if you're not an independent study, that's probably not a good program for you. So somebody else who is would be better served by this program. There's going to be proposal development milestones, deadlines. You know, we all live in the world of deadlines. Government proposals, you don't make the deadline, you've wasted a whole lot of money, whole lot of blood, sweat, and tears you put into developing that proposal. You don't want that to happen. You don't want to let your cohort colleagues down as well, right? So we want to have people who do what they say and say what they do, what they're going to do, and do it, right? So they show up and deliver. So active participation in cohort-based activities is a requirement. You have to show progress with training modules. You have to complete your proposal submissions as you promised for the team. You have to make it by the deadline. You have to give no excuses. And you have to participate in workshop and team reviews. And otherwise, we're just going to put somebody else on the waiting list in your place. So you have to be very, very serious about this program. And TEDCO NOST will replace the participants. So we are pretty disciplined about that because we want to make sure that our cohort is a cohort of winners. So that's that. So you see my contact information here. I'm the program director, so that's the contact information for me, and Dave is our CEO. So again, this is the application for you, and I'm going to take questions from you to see if you have any questions about anything and if everything made sense. And let us know if you're looking to apply. So, all right, so I have questions here. No, it's not only for companies with less than 10 employees. It's for companies less than 250 employees. But there's a special category for very small businesses that are under 10 employees. So we have really two kinds of companies in a cohort. We want to balance it out. Companies less than 10 employees, again, we're still asking you for your past performance. You still need to be operating. You still need to have some sort of past performance, not just your resume. You cannot be pre-revenue. So you need to be an operating business. We're not really looking for sort of, hey, I know nothing, I'm brand new, I've never spelled proposal before, I'm gonna come in and like basically not contribute to the proposals. We're looking for people who can contribute, but being small is okay. So eligible states are Maryland, DC, Virginia, and Delaware. You have to have an office location registered to do business in those states. All right, so somebody says no questions, and it seems like a good fit for me to apply. Thanks for the opportunity. Well, thank you very much. I hope to see your application. There's an assessment phase, right? Is there part of step 2? I'm not sure what the assessment phase is. Can you elaborate by the assessment? We're in the application process right now. Hopefully that answers your question. We're in a process of putting the cohort together and look at the companies. Now we're gonna email this link, but I'm gonna also put these links in the chat. For you to apply, so I'm gonna just go ahead and put all these links in the chat here. And make sure that you get that because it takes us, our marketing team, a little time to do this. So again, don't wait for step 1 to be completed to apply for step 2 because there's not a whole lot of time left. It's 9/11 right now. You want to apply as soon as possible. The sooner the better. Again, do a good job with your application, please, because you will be judged on the quality of your application. TIPCO Bridge Assessment and Intake Form. Yes, you need to go ahead and if you've done your intake form, just don't wait for the results. Don't wait for TEDCO to get back to you. Apply right here. So it's not like it's a concurrent process. You do need to register with TEDCO. We will check if you're registered with TEDCO in order for you to be considered for this. So it's very important that you do. But there's lots of applicants and there's only so many counselors at any given time. So we want to make sure that you apply with OST so that you can make it into the process at the same time. So now in SEDI requirement. SEDI requirement, can you please elaborate on SEDI requirement? SEDI requirement, again, it's a treasury designation. You're going to see the definition on our website, but if you type in treasury SSBCI, Sierra, Bravo, Charlie, India, so SSBCI program SEDI, SED, like Delta I. basically qualifications, what that means, you're going to find that there's a pretty broad definition for that, but basically you are socioeconomically disadvantaged business from the perspective of lending, credit, that kind of perspective, right? So basically you would normally have a difficulty somehow when you're applying for credit. So if you're an 8A, usually you are automatically kind of in that category. If you're SDV or SB, you're probably automatically in that category. When you are EDW, SB, woman-owned even sometimes, so you have like a certain set of criteria. Hub zone, maybe, right? You're probably in the CDFI zone as well, when you're in a hub zone, so double check on that. So there's broader definition for that. So look it up, see if you qualify. So it's not like a certification by an independent party. You would just have to argue that you're a SEDI. And you're under 250 employees, right? So again, don't conflate the very small business, which is under 10. You can be anywhere. Like, you don't have to be SEDI to be a very small business, right? So if you never face discrimination based on from a lending perspective, or like did not qualify as well from a lending perspective from any kind of your socioeconomic characteristics, but you're just a very small business, fine, it can be that under 10 people. Okay. So that's what it's meant to do. Now, Tyrone Smith. Okay, so assessment. Assessment is something that you can do in parallel with this. You don't need to be doing that like and waiting for the assessment to be done. So Tyrone is one of the counselors. He's wonderful. And he sent you an assessment that basically looks at your business holistically. It looks at areas for TEDCO to help you. And TEDCO is going to measure on how you've improved as a small business. As you enter this program, you are entering TEDCO's broader ecosystem of helping small businesses. So it's a wonderful thing for you to apply regardless to enter this program, because it's a broader program. Bridge Technical Assistance Program is a broader program. And that assessment is actually designed for you to have like a cheat sheet for your business. Say, well, yeah, those are the areas I really need to focus on from a growth perspective. And it's also a way for Tyrone, his name's Ty, goes by Ty, or other counselors in the program to go ahead, like Amari or April, to assess where you are and how to help you best, right? If you qualify for other resources as well. So that's the assessment, but don't delay this and apply anyways. So let me see here. Other questions. What is the email to verify the application was received? You can see the email right there, right? So I'm going to put that in the chat. Or you can actually also email at service. So I put 2 emails in the chat. Service is actually going to get more people to get back to you. I don't check my email quite as much during the day because I get stuff done that way. But if you email to service, it's probably better, right? So now, when I click to apply on the program, it takes me to TEDCO link and shows Bridge is approved. I'm not sure what that means. If you can send us a screenshot of what you're getting, we would like to know. So we've been having a bit of a trouble. That's why I'm giving you 2 links. You apply with TEDCO and you apply with OST. Very important you apply with OST. Otherwise you're not completed your application. So if you have tried to do that, we were just ironing out some kinks because this is a brand new program, and we're just making sure that all of the website things work, and they're, on TEDCO's side, we've had a little bit of trouble getting that piece right. And so let me see here. Okay, so this is what I see when I click to apply a link on OST Global Solutions. Okay, so okay, so what does it mean? Sophia, is where it says approved, what does it mean here? Is that received or approved?
I believe that's just received. I don't think anybody has been approved at this time.
Right, so we need to correct that, please, on the website because that's confusing. Thank you so
I'll
much.
take note of that. Yep.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna just switch to questions and question mode and turn the slides off. All right, so now other than TEDCO and OST applications, what else do we need to do? Nothing really. I mean, send us an email, let us know that you've applied. So if you've only applied to TEDCO but haven't been able to apply to OST, make sure you apply to OST. So it's a two-part process. And don't wait for TEDCO to do anything. I mean, they're going to send you an assessment. They're probably going to meet with you. It's a whole other process for you to get enrolled in a bridge TA program. And for you to be eligible for this program, you have to be in a bridge TA. There's two programs really going on. And you're going to get other assistance. But it's the OST program, the Bridge Proposal Lab, specifically, that you need to have the second application for. So that's a specific TEDCO Bridge Proposal Lab that we're running. Let me see if there are other questions. We have about 3 minutes till this is over. So if you have other questions or need to look at the application, you have any questions about any questions on the application, let me know. So, so just to tell you a little more about the application, it's character limited. Just because it's short, it doesn't mean that you phone it in. So remember, it's a competitive process, just like proposals. We're kind of looking at your ability to respond to proposals, your ability to think. So think through your application, do it thoughtfully. You have to be in a bridge TA program. That's why you apply it to two places, right? So step 1 is apply with TEDCO. Step 2, apply with OST. You can do this concurrently. So, all right. So, yep. So you're going to be in both programs once you apply. All right. Thank you. Somebody said thanks again. Very helpful information. Yep. Thank you very much. All right. 1 more minute and then we'll conclude and we'll post this recording and send you the links and send you the slides as well from today. All right, thank you. Well, I'm gonna then conclude this presentation. Thank you guys so much for attending, and I really hope to see you in the program, and hope you guys make it into the program. It's going to be very, very exciting. It's going to be transformative. It's going to be life-changing. And we are looking to make this the most amazing program in the nation for something like that. So hopefully you are part of that one way or another. All right, well, thank you so much and take care.